Hello, welcome pen friends. My name is Chris and I'm back with another little ink video. This is part of the continuing series from Ink Flight 27. It's the Ink Flight subscription box from Ink Journal. And yesterday they released their blog post which revealed the secret ink names. And what I did this morning was go on through and label our panel so that we can now start talking about what these are and where you can get them and stuff like that, at least up through where we've covered so far, which is ink 4, and I'm working on ink 5. I just thought some of you who haven't already taken the quiz, the blog post is really interesting, and I'm going to go ahead and link it for you, but they did have 45 people take the quiz, and it was really interesting to see the breakdown of the guesses and which inks got, you know, the more accurate votes. I was one of those that got 0 right out of 7. So I'm in that club of not being able to guess these very easily. But I had a major surprise and a few other things along the way. So let's start with the blue one here. This first blue one that we did is Robert Auster True Blue. In fact, there's 3 Robert Austers, and then there's 2 by Diamine, and then there's 2 by Krishna. So that's interesting, isn't it? I mean, we had 3 different brands, so that was a sort of a nice way to make us work harder, you know, to try to figure it out. So what I'm going to do, I'll go through what they each are, and then we'll get in the ink journal for the first 4. So the next one, this purple that I found very delicious, I really like that one. It's Robert Auster Velvet Crush. And then the red one that's a bright red, but it also, you know, tends toward burgundy in certain lights. That's Robert Auster Red Candy. And then we shift over to these 2 that are Diamine, and the wheat colored or the brown is Diamine Tobacco Sunburst. And that's part of their, let's see, we'll get into that a little bit more, but it's part of their guitar ink collection, which I really didn't know much about at all. I still don't, but I'm getting there. I'm learning a little bit. So then this really bright like fuchsia ink, which gets overcrowded by all of its gold sheen, is Diamine Robert. And that's a cult pen. Is it Cult Pens? It's an exclusive to, I think it's Cult Pens. So that's interesting. It may be why, but that was the big surprise for me. Surprise, and it's a little bit embarrassing because I actually have a sample that was sent by pen friend MC, is his initials, and so for some reason I had it in the reds, and that may be why I didn't quite, I don't know, I didn't pick up on it. But remember I said in the beginning I thought I had one. Well, what I thought I had was a DC Super Show something or other. You know, everybody was guessing one of these was. But it was this one that turned out to be the tricky one for me. It kind of looks gold. It looks deep burgundy. It's a confusing ink. But anyway, I was embarrassed because I have a sample of that one. And then down here, the last 2 inks. This one is Krishna Winalum. It's a blue. And it's a limited edition. And so is the last one, which will be our finale, Krishna Sufi. I like that name. And that had all of that really nice complexity in it. Of course, those are our last 2. So I really haven't gotten into studying these yet. I'll give you the availability on these 3 as I do those reviews. But let's just move this over a little, and I'll tell you what I did find out this morning. We'll get right into the ink journal. I did go ahead and finish the spread so that we could kind of look at it. We could look at all of the colors, and I filled in the names. I'm getting a little antsy about my trip, and I'm not going to be hardcore on myself. I'm just going to get these videos done if and when I can, and so far so good. As long as I don't put pressure on myself, I do good. So we've done the first 4, so we've got these 3 to go. Okay, so let's go back in and revisit the first ink, which was Robert Auster True Blue. And that one, I found that was available at Goulet Pens for $17 for the, I hope that's right, 50 mil. I'll have to check on that. I think that's correct. And then it's their standard bottle. Let me grab one. Let's see. I've got a lot of wires to work around now, but at least you'll still be able to hear me while I crawl over to the other side. Okay, so it's their standard, oh my, now I've kicked everything. Their standard bottle, I believe it's 50 ml. I don't know why I'm having this brain freeze, but this is the lipstick red. But anyway, apparently this is the way it's going lately for me. And I wrote this one down for Goulet. It's available other places too, but I was having a little trouble finding a place you could get a sample of it when I started, and then I started to warm up to this. So with the second ink, the Robert Auster Velvet Crush, I found that Van Ness had that one in a 4 ml sample for $2.50 and the 50 ml bottle. And then Jet Pens had just the 50 ml bottle. At first I could only find it at Jet Pens, and then I remembered about checking at Van Ness, because that's a place I often end up ordering ink from, especially when it's hard to find. They seem to carry it. So, okay, then on the third one, this red is Robert Auster Red Candy. And I found it available at Goulet for the 2 ml sample for $1.60 and the 50 ml bottle for $17. Yeah, I've written that down consistently. That must be correct. And then at Jet Pens, it was also $17 for a 50 ml. And you could get it at Van Ness, a 4 ml sample. That's a good amount. That's really nice to have enough, I think. And then the 50 ml standard $17. So those three that were Robert Auster have pretty good availability. Of all of them, I would say the Velvet Crush was a little bit harder to find. And then moving on to number 4, which we just did the profile the other day, just this week, Diamine Tobacco Sunburst in the Guitar Ink collection. Okay, I found that in a nice 30 ml bottle at Goulet for $7.50, and then 2 ml for the sample for $1.40. And Pen Chalet had the 30 ml for $7.50, and they also had the larger bottle for $15. I didn't go much further than that. There's other places, I'm sure, but for me, that was 2 of my favorite to order from, so I was good. Now, we'll go ahead. I've already started working on what we now know is the Diamine Robert. I started that. I'll give you a little peek here. I started it in here. And you could see all that gold sheen coming through on the, this is the Nemesine little notebook. And it's quite interesting, so, but I have it in my 2 pens, and I'm testing it and writing with it. And I'll get that out to you as soon as I can. So this was really interesting. These are the 4, of course, that we've already done. The blue, the purple, the red, and the brown. Whoops, totally crooked. Stuff like that bugs me. Sometimes it's hard with the different angles I have with the camera. So this was really interesting to me, especially the fact that I'd totally missed that I had a sample of this, all packed away with reds. Now I'm not sure why I put it with red. I probably was the closest I could come up with, really. With all that gold, it was a little hard to categorize Diamine Robert. So I will be letting you know as I do the other profiles about the availability on the last 3. Because we know these 2 are limited edition, and oh, is that green ever pretty. So that's what's coming up next as I go along here and try to keep my head together as I get ready for my trip. So thanks for viewing, and it's really fun that we had the guessing, and then I've gone through and I've tagged the 4 videos with their proper names now, and gone in and added the hashtags so people can find them if they're looking for reviews on these. So I'll go ahead and link you to Ink Journal's blog post, and I just continue to enjoy the fun that they make these ink flight boxes. So much fun. So I'll see you on the next video. Thanks a lot, and have a great weekend. Bye for now.